Welcome back to Welcome Home. I'm Rachel Schramm with Simply Home, and we are back with Craig Alexander. You are a photographer and artist. Tell me a little bit about you. I love your backstory, and we're going to see some of your beautiful images, but I love the backstory of what drives you to do what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. It's a big honor.
Thank you for being here.
So I lived all over the world growing up. I lived in Switzerland, Italy, England, south of France, but I was born in Florida. And I saw everywhere that I traveled to, people took a piece of home with them, whether it was on dish towels or wall art or fridge magnets. If you were from Switzerland, you had a picture of the Swiss Alps. If you're from London, you had a picture of Big Ben on your fridge, your dish towels. And I saw that part of people's identity was where they're from. It's a big part of them. And starting off as an interior designer, helping thousands of families kind of put their homes together, I realized very quickly that people want a piece of their home in their home. And I started traveling around the world on weeks off to capture the major icons and landmarks of each city that I went to. I've now photographed 30 different cities, starting with Nashville, and I do gallery showings all over the world.
So of your 30 different cities, and like I said, we're seeing a lot of your images on the screen. Tell me about a couple of your favorite stories behind, because everybody has a story. I love your backstory, and I love the stories behind so many of your images.
Sure. So it all started in Nashville. I decided to become an artist in Nashville when I was 19 years old. And the Nashville skyline was the first picture I ever sold on canvas my whole life.
Oh, wow.
And I printed it out and put it up in my gallery, and within like 3 days it sold 11 times. And so I've got these 7 different shots stitched together to make an ultra high resolution picture so that it can be printed 20, 25 feet long. I sell them to hotels and that kind of thing. I've also shot Broadway in the middle of the night during lockdown, where there's just like no cars, no people. It's just called Ghost Town Broadway. But no matter where I go, London, Paris, San Francisco, New York City, Nashville's where it started. So I always like to highlight my Nashville collection because this is kind of my artistic spiritual home.
I love knowing that. You are also very rooted in giving back to the community and to other people. Tell me about your mentoring program, and then beyond that, you're also starting a foundation, which is really great.
Yeah, it's been a busy year.
Yeah.
So I was a struggling artist. I did interior design, and then I started doing art shows, and I kept failing at them. I probably failed at my first 25, 30 art shows, and I lost my life savings 3 times just trying to make it happen. And it was actually when I moved to Nashville permanently that things started to turn around. But after reading 50, 100 business books and learning from trial and error, I kind of started to become successful, was able to quit my full-time job and be an artist professionally with gallery showings. And I was like, you know, there's a quicker way. So I created an online virtual mentoring program that can help hundreds of other artists take a quicker route to 10 years down the line where I've been fortunate to get to. So I mentor on a weekly basis hundreds of artists through Zoom calls, through Facebook Lives, and constantly writing articles of how to sell your own work, how to be a professional. And it's been really, really enjoyable, really rewarding, but I'm seeing the beautiful art that they put into the world, and they're kind of like my children, and then their art are my grandchildren. And it's just a really special thing to do. I've been helped enormously, so I like to give back. Also, growing up, I struggled learning to read as a kid, and I was, bottom of my class, couldn't read, 5, 6, 7 years old, and a tutor got a hold of me and figured out that I wasn't good at phonics. I couldn't pronounce words very well, and she helped with flashcards and everything, and she kind of dug in and helped me learn to read when the kind of school system had kind of forgotten me. And as a result, I had success. I graduated high school a few years early, but if I hadn't learned to read and hadn't been kind of rescued by that tutor, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I'm so grateful. So I started donating a percentage of proceeds from the art gallery to help underprivileged kids and all kids in the Nashville area learn to read with that same program that helped me 25 years ago. So I'm fundraising and donating percentage of proceeds.
What a cool guy you are. We've got to go, but thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have you back so we can talk more and see more of your work. Tell me real fast your 3 gallery locations where people can find you.
Sure. So I have 3 galleries in Nashville. I have 2 at the Cool Springs Galleria in Franklin and 1 in Opry Mills. And then on this Friday, November 6th, I'm opening my 4th gallery on my 28th birthday. at Opry Mills.
Happy early birthday. I can't wait to come see it. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you all for watching this month's episode. As always, I hope you found some helpful home info that you can use in today's episode. Be sure to mark your calendar for next month's show on December 4th. We'll have a great show for you, including some holiday gift ideas you don't want to miss. Between now and then, if there's anything at all I can do to help, please reach out at rachelschramm.com.